Bonjour and welcome to the land of yellow walls, picturesque French streets and endless beaches. Did you know that Pondicherry or Puducherry was under the French rule until 1954? This is why it's known as the French Riviera of the East and why every lane looks like a European postcard. But as I found out over my 3-day trip, there's a huge difference between a postcard and reality. In this 2-part series, I'm taking you through my 72-hour itinerary, the good, the bad, and the exhausting disappointments. Watch till the end because I'll be revealing a few things that I wish I knew before getting there, which honestly would have saved me a lot of trouble. So let's see what Pondi is actually like. So this is me all decked up and all ready on the way to the airport so I can go to Pondicherry with my best friend for 11 years. And the worst part is this is the first trip that we're taking together in a decade-long friendship. So we are going to celebrate my best friend's bachelorette because she's getting married in 2 months. And we have to make a trip at least now. Like, shame on us if we don't go even now. So yeah, I'm on the way to the airport. This is my husband who's coming to see me off because he's gonna miss me a lot. I also low-key hope he doesn't forget my face. He might. Okay. The weather's been nice. It's good. It's not sunny. And it just rained, like drizzled a little right now, but I'd like to believe that was a reflection of Tej's emotions. I want to believe that the sky is crying out all the tears that he can't shed because of how much he's gonna miss me. Sadie, are you gonna miss me?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot? How much is a lot?
The distance between our home and airport.
Gee, that's just like 35 minutes. It's not even a lot. Oh my god. You know those reels where you see somebody is leaving the house and then, somebody looks sad, like the guy looks sad when the girl is going. It's like, oh baby, I'm gonna miss you, this, that and all. And then she goes off in slow motion. It's like, bye, bye, bye. And then the minute he closes the door, he's gonna start dancing. I think that's gonna be him. I really think that's gonna be him. But it's fine. I'm gonna enjoy more, so it's fine. I was all chill and cheeky until we got late and had to run at the airport. We are so bloody late. Oh,
let's hope we make it.
I know. This is the only flight out to Pondi. Oh my god, let's run again. Come on.
I think we should concentrate on getting there.
I'm doing a bit of both. I'm a vlogger.
I can see that.
Oh god.
20 minutes later.
We made it. We're in the bus. I look scared looking or not. I always wanted like an airport running scene, but I never thought it would be like this. It sucks how relaxed everybody else is because we were the only 2 fools who ran You want to show
so
them?
much. People are just chilling and nobody actually gives a shit. Look at those people walking like they have all the time in the world, even though it's final call. The only issue was if we didn't get on this flight, we probably wouldn't go on this trip.
You've already said that. I don't think anybody cares.
I didn't say that.
I know you guys don't.
Why am I friends with you? It's a bit too late to be asking this question.
I'm just using you.
Oh, fine, bye. Despite the challenges in the running, we reached Pondi just fine. We landed around 4 in the evening and the weather was surprisingly pleasant. So this is Riddhi getting ready in the airport washroom in Pondicherry because she decided to come here like a zombie for God knows what reason. But this is me ready from the beginning because I know you should get ready and go. Pondi's airport is actually really small, so you enter and you can see the exit gate right in front of you. We managed to get a cab outside the airport, but the dude literally ripped us. Took like $500 for 6 kilometers. We did try booking an Uber and Ola, but after making us wait forever, they cancelled. Local cab was our only option. So when you do land in Pondi, beware of these local drivers and make sure you bargain. We checked into Villa Krish, which is in the heart of French Colony, super close to Rock Beach. Right next to our hotel was a store where we could rent out bikes, which is honestly one of the best things you can do in this city. For day 1 of exploring Pondi, we decided to keep it small. We went to Rock Beach and spent the evening just wandering around. In all honesty, the beach is better in the morning or evening when the sun is still up. At night, it's just a bunch of people walking by the beach. It was kind of giving Marine Drive feels minus all the lighting. However, there is a lot to do near Rock Beach. Many shopping spots, cafes and restaurants, and the famous Pondi Street Market. My favorite, however, was the lighthouse. It was so lit up in the dark. We decided to come back during the day to get access to the top, which according to Google is only until 5 p.m.
So we're here in Pondi and we just saw the lighthouse, but we don't get to go up because, as usual, we're late to everything. But see, they want to say hi. Hi. Say hi here. Say hi here. Okay, we're loving the vibe because everybody is just out here. It's surprising.
Pooja, Riddhi.
Pooja! My name is
Pooja meets Pooja.
Hi, same. Hi. अगर लाइक पंटे सबसे
Yes.
पंटे पड़ेंगे
Yes.
प्यार पड़ रहे हैं
Yes.
बाय
Bye. So Pooja is interacting with these people. They have asked for her ID because, she's famous like that.
So it's a very local street market vibe over here. It's very nice. It's super fun. It's very, very crowded because it's a Saturday, understandably so. But let's go get some bubbles. Like little kids, we got excited about every toy, every shining thing in the market. Then this man did some crazy boomerang thing with his light, and after multiple failed attempts, we succeeded. Yes!
How high is it gonna go?
Very.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you. I hurt myself.
2, 1, go.
It went high. So we actually bought this. It only cost us $50, but yeah, it's really fun. And I want to give this to Tej and see if he's able to actually do it or not. In the process of buying this, we actually forgot what we came for, which were the bubbles. So we are buying that also. After our silly games, we finally went to explore the street market near Rock Beach. So these look like proper stores and it's a very big stretch. So I don't think there's anything in the world that you really won't find here. But I think it's pretty expensive. I mean, I haven't really spoken to them yet about the prices, but it seems very expensive. This is one lamp that I actually really like, macrame one. Let's see how much they'll quote for it. I think people look at us as tourists and they're like, let's rip them off. Because honestly, there are some things here that I got for much cheaper. It's actually a beautiful lamp. A choto size one that they claim is like 1700, and I got the bigger version of it for 1200 in Hyderabad. These vendors were quoting ridiculous prices for everything. One lady was so rude, she literally asked me to leave when I tried to negotiate. We did manage to buy a few things, but for anybody who wants to explore street shopping, make sure you drive a hard bargain. After stepping out of the market, we met someone who was selling this magic mandala loop that he himself made. I found it really interesting, so we bought one. Rock Beach also has a lot of street food stalls. They are narrow lanes which are crazy crowded. We didn't really have anything there, but for anybody who wants to, there are a lot of options. After this, we went to Coromandel Cafe for dinner. We heard so much about this cafe and that it's a must visit in every Pondy search on the internet. The place is actually really beautiful. It has a certain vintage vibe. A perfect date spot if you ask me. We didn't really enjoy the food so much, but that could just be the vegetarian dishes. If nothing else, you can definitely go for the vibe.
This is a mango pad thai salad. This is a hot pink risotto. And this is a cauliflower something that we finished.
Cut to day 2. We started the morning searching for a good breakfast spot. After walking until the next lane, we found this vegan haven, Hope Cafe. It's a very pretty place. The food was so-so, but we were just glad it was vegan and so close to us. They have an amazing menu, at least for a vegetarian, and the decor is great. I love these walls. So this place is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and we're here for breakfast right now. Just look at all the painting on these walls. It's even on the ceiling. The seating here is also very unique. Feels like we're sitting on a tree bark. So for starters and breakfast, we are having pain au chocolat. We were supposed to have a sandwich, but it's not delivered yet. And Riddhi's been giving me cheap ass looks since we're not starting. So I thought, okay. We moved on to sandwich and fries. This is actually called a Hope sandwich platter. We're supposed to get some Hope juice as well. Riddhi hopes that'll fix her life, but it's not here yet. We are now going to the beach. It's almost 12 past 11:30 in the morning, and now we're going to the beach, Paradise Beach. So we have to go to the Chinambar the Chinambar boat house, and from there it's a small boat ride to the beach. It's very hot. This is something we thought of going in the morning, but we're going now because that's just how we roll. Paradise Beach is about 6 kilometers away from where we were staying, so the best way to commute is bike itself. So we just reached Chinambar Boat House after what felt like a forever long bike ride in the hot sun. We have to buy a ticket here to take the ferry ride to go to Paradise Beach. Riddhi is now standing in the line to take the ticket. The place looks pretty. I just hope it's not super hot because my legs are already burning. But let's see. I'm very excited. I've been to Paradise Beach once earlier and it was beautiful. Although that was early morning, so now I have to see. Okay, fine, weird. Okay, so now we have to see what it looks like in the middle of the afternoon. It's a bit of a walk from the entrance to the boathouse, but there are small stores and eateries for refreshments on the way. We enjoyed the ride to the beach, good breeze coming in, cold water, and the excitement of doing water activities. However, it turned out to be a little bit of a disappointment. There's not much shade or shelter on Paradise Beach. It's a long walk in the sand under the sun to get to the beach. And to top it off, the activities that we went for were not even happening on this beach. Safe to say, we skipped lunch that afternoon. So this is us, tired and dead, going back from Paradise Beach. It was so disappointing. While it's true that it's our fault that we went late, the internet also said Paradise Beach has a lot of water adventure sports, and that was the expectation that we went with, but there's nothing. So after a 20-minute boat ride to go there, and after literally getting roasted and toasted in the sun, thinking, okay, we'll chill for a bit and then go find out about adventure sports, we get to know we have to go to another beach altogether, which is called Sand Beach, for which we have to come back and then go somewhere else. So, yay!
You know what's weird? The Sand Dunes beach is right beside Paradise.
Yeah, like we can actually see it while getting out of Paradise Beach.
Like it's within,
Yeah, we're in the boat. We can see it's right next to each other. Like it's like one chalang away. You can just jump and go there. But no, you have to come all the way out.
like everything else that humans complicate.
Yeah, because life तो easy नहीं बनाना है. But anyway, so now we are hoping to find some adventure sports in Sand Dunes Beach. Let's see. After being fully dehydrated. So let's see what we find over there. So what we learned was that Sand Dunes is an extension of Paradise Beach, but they're both separated by backwaters, which is why the entrances are so far apart. This was something I wish I knew before we put in all that effort. We tried paramotoring. It was actually quite costly. They charged us 3,500 per person to spend 5 minutes in the sky. While the view was great, it felt very overpriced. We tried going to the lighthouse near Rock Beach, but that's another tragedy that I spoke about in a different video. We'll share the link for that. So after a long hot day in the sun and some amazing photos in the evening, we went to Selfie Museum, which is also in French Colony. Fun fact, French Colony, also known as White Town, is actually very compact, covering an area of less than 1 square kilometer, but it makes up about 10% of Pondicherry city. So you can literally cover the entire place in about 15 to 20 minutes. So the Selfie Museum, also known as WOW, Wonders of White Town, it's a very interesting place really. There's a dedicated section for hundreds of teddy bears dressed in cultural costumes. There are life-sized silicone figures of famous personalities like Mother Teresa, Abdul Kalam, MS Dhoni, Amitabh Bachchan, and so on. We also saw figures of the tallest man and the shortest man in history. After this, we went to Café Les Dupleix for dinner. It's a beautiful, beautiful place in French Colony, and it also had good food. And with that, we wrapped day 2 in Pondicherry. Quick tips for part 1. Try to avoid local cabs at the airport, but if you must take them, bargain. Rent a scooty first thing when you're in Pondi, it will make your life easier. If you're doing street shopping, be polite but bargain like your life depends on it. If you're visiting Paradise Beach, go early morning when you can actually appreciate the place. If you want to do water activities, Sand Dunes is your place. Check on maps before actually going there. Stay tuned for part 2 because it is going to get crazy. You will not believe all the things that can happen to one person on one trip. Plus, that's where I'll be sharing some of the most important tips. Until then, toodles!